Hey everyone, PincheAls here. We're back on another episode on Filbert, the Mark IV GTI. And today's episode is to install our 3-point harness and our racing seats. So let's get to work because this is PincheAls Garage. All right, time to install the seats. And to do that, I did a quick vacuum. When you install your seats, line them up. The 2 bolts have to be, on the front of the seat, have to be bolted in. I use planted, the old planted brackets. So this is a universal seat bracket from planted. You're gonna bolt it from the front, leave the back ones ready for the harness to be bolted onto, and then we're gonna run the harness up and over and go to the harness bar afterwards. Now with everything out of the way, let's get the seat in. All right. And like I stated before, you want to get the front mounted before you mount the back. And because of the slide rails, sometimes they get uneven, so you got to make sure you remember that. So what I do is lock it, pull the rail up all the way forward, get 2 bolts ready, hand thread them. Okay. Right. Front seats are now bolted in, just not tight. We want to just leave them nice and loose. We're going to slide the seat as far forward as possible, fold it down. Because the next step is you got to have access to the rear. So this step is a little tedious because you got to be able to access the back so you can bolt in the 3-point harness on the back of the seat and then run your harness through the hoops and then get ready for the harness bar. Now with the seat belt just routed, make sure you got the buckles all on the correct side. So everything flows nice. Okay, so we're going to buckle this in. The next step here is, you'll notice there's a bolting bracket for the harness. These bolt on the back of the seat, both left and right. Once you bolt those in, the seat will now be fully installed, and then we're going to work with the harness installed onto the harness bar. Now the big thing that you're going to have to realize or understand, this is a 3-point harness, not a 4-point. 4 points have the harness separated from left to right. 3 points, the harness is 3 separate pieces versus 4. That's kind of the basics of it. I'm not going to go in depth into the other point, but we only have a single point of to strap the seatbelt to, and that's how this is going to go in to the harness bar. 4 points, you're going to have both straps separated, and you're going to strap both seatbelts separately onto the harness bar, just so you guys know the difference. So while you're at it, during this process, you want to make sure that the angle of the seatbelt bracket down below is about a 45 degree, kind of going this way. so it wraps around the seat comfortably and doesn't pinch the webbing of the seat belt. And the reason for this is that you're going to go in and out of this car all the time, and if you pinch this, it can tear into the webbing and make the seat belt more unsafe over time. So my recommendation for you now is, once you have your seat bolted in, get in, find the position where this seat's going to be situated long term. Okay. Once you have your seat situated and where you think you're going to want to sit and how you're going to want to sit this, I have my light bar in the way. There we go. Give yourself, room for adjustment. The sliders down here on the bottom of the seat help tighten or loosen the seat belt without you adjusting this portion of the strap by the buckle. And the reason why this is more important than the other one is this is kind of give you an idea where you can have some play and adjustability. Same goes for the seat belt right here. You want to give yourself some room for adjustment. If you're a big boy or a small guy, because once you buckle the seatbelt to the back of the harness bar, there's no more room for adjustment back there. All your adjustments are going to be here, and you want to really focus on the amount of adjustment you can give your riders that are coming with you. So typically I would try to get this pretty far down. That way I have all this room for adjustment here. And then you want to consider how much leaning you want to give your riders as well. That's where the harness bar is going to take its full effect, is where the leaning is going to be. Because right now I'm strapped into the seat because the harness goes around the back of the seat, and that's still not 100% safe. You want the back of the buckle or the harness, whatever's left over, the webbing, to be wrapped around the bar so you don't have ability to move forward and back. Besides loosening this and giving this a small adjustment here. But you don't want to have too much adjustments, because that's where the problems come in, and you want to really think about that. Eventually, I'm going to be putting fixed seats in here, so no reclining whatsoever. They're going to be a set, and that's it. So right now, I do have to consider my reclining options for the passenger. From my driver's side, I don't recline very much when I drive. I pretty much stay up a little bit with a little bit of a recline, but that's it. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this position and how far back I sit. That's another thing. If you sit too far back and then you want to move forward, you're going to have to loosen the seat belt more to give yourself a pull on the harness bar so you can move the seat forward or back. Just a heads up. We had to cut the webbing on the harness, because remember, we have a single strap. We don't have two straps. So we had to recut the webbing at the edge and remove the buckle that actually buckles the harness to the floor. Since now we're using a harness bar, we no longer need that. We now have our locking buckle here to lock the harness to pretty much the harness bar, and then we're going to get it all set up on the back end. Okay. So you're going to get your little buckle, and it has to be the two style buckle. This is a 2-inch one. Find out where you want to be on the back of this. You know, how much slack. Try not to give yourself too much slack. Okay. You're going to make sure that the curved portion is facing up, and I guess the other portion is facing down. So kind of the curve for being facing up. Make sure the strap is underneath the bar, not above it. And you're gonna pull the strap up and over, and you're gonna loop it into here. Once you loop it into there, you got the first part of it started. Okay. Once you have that ready, now we're gonna lock the strap. We're gonna loop this one more time into the back buckle, just like that. Pull all the way. While you're at this situation right now, you're gonna have a little bit of loosey-goosiness, that's okay. Tighten it down, flip it back over, and feed it back one more time on the other side. Just like this. Okay. Your harness is now fully buckled in. Now you need a decent amount of slack, anywhere from 6 inches to 12 inches of slack. It's always best to have more slack. We're gonna roll this upside down, so roll it backwards like this, okay? And you're gonna roll this as tight as you can. Now the ideal way of doing this is with a 3-inch harness, but I have a 2-inch one right now. I will be ordering 3-inch harnesses, but I just want to show you for demonstration what we ended up doing with my 3-point harness. We are going to be upgrading to a 4-point, and we're going to make them 3 inches. So as you keep rolling, you're going to be right here. It's just so tiny, it's cute. We're going to get this guy here. And you kind of want to use a zip tie to lock this in place. Just like that. And that's how we install our harness bar. We're going to cut obviously this. I'm not a monster. But that's how we install our harness bar with a 3-point harness with a single strap to our seat here. Now, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but this is what I have currently for been a long time. I love my Corbeau 3-point harness. It's very comfortable long-term driving or riding in it. But I am, again, going to be upgrading to 4-point harness with 3-inch straps. It's going to take just the same amount of effort and time to install, so it's going to happen. This now is done. Let's finish, rinse and repeat the driver's side, and then we'll show you guys the final product. The seats are now installed, the harnesses are now installed. Let's do a quick breakdown. Going in, you'll see the harness is there, installed. Follow the instructions for wrapping that harness onto that bar to lock it in place. Coming on over here. All done, seats are installed. I actually put my floor mats in. The next step here for me, my next DIY is I'm gonna be doing a custom handbrake. Just something that looks more industrial and less OEM. So we're gonna be doing that to match the shifter. If you guys are interested, this is a bottom mount CoolaWorks shifter, just heads up. But finally coming together, looking great. All I gotta do now is just maybe vacuum that up. I don't know yet. We'll see what Wayne says. Finished the wiring on the back, just tucking all the wiring in, and finished the beauty board that goes back there. I still have to build my center console. I am making a custom center console for this car. And that's it. Mark 6 steering wheel, flat bottom, no buttons. Just a nice GTI steering wheel with no functionality. I have to find these chromes. If you guys know where to find these chrome plastic pieces, I would like to get these in black. They're falling off, and I don't want to rip this off because I know I'm going to damage it if I try to do it and fix it myself. But that's it. Thanks for watching PincheAls Garage. Hopefully you enjoyed all the stuff we've been doing today. Harnesses, seats are installed. I'm very happy. My harness bar is installed. The harness is strapped onto the harness bar like it's supposed to. And we upgraded the hardware for the harness bar, so no cheap stuff on that. Seats are done. Next step is the headliner. And then we're gonna be working on the engine bay. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, anything to help us gain more traffic here at PincheAls Garage. Because the more traffic you help us with, the more pretty much we make on the channel to help make more content. And making more content gives us the ability to do contests. We're getting ready to do a contest for a super clean. So get ready for that. Peace out and have a wonderful day.